Samantha sang Emotion. Graham Torrington's Leonard Love Songs on Smooth Radio every Sunday night between 8 and midnight. Great songs to come. Got some Smokey Robertson coming in a few moments' time. Back end of the weekend, Monday morning just around the corner. Let's not worry about Monday morning just yet, though. And a lot of schools on half term this week, so maybe you and the family are having a bit of a holiday this week. Well, if you are, enjoy it, of course. Valentine's Day coming up on Tuesday, of course, and with Valentine's Day approaching, I'm asking on the programme tonight, are you struggling to get back into the dating game? Love your thoughts, please, ahead of midnight. Call me now, 0844 800 5533. You can text 65588. Your text will cost you 25p, plus standard network rate. Or you can email via smoothradio.co.uk. You know, it can be very difficult following a split in a partnership that was hurtful, pretty messy, getting the confidence to dust yourself down, get out there and look for the new man or woman in your life. But what are your options? Sitting there vowing never to get involved with that person ever again, or maybe a little depressed on Tuesday when you don't get that Valentine's card. Quite a few people want to know how to get from a nasty relationship to getting the confidence back into getting onto the dating game. A couple of people have talked about dating sites. We're talking about that a little later on tonight. Rob Woollen is from ManchesterLifeCoach.com. And the question I'm asking on the programme tonight is, are you struggling to get back into the dating game? And I can guarantee, Rob, somebody will be sitting there thinking, but how do I do it? It's been a pretty messy situation, and I just don't have the confidence.
Well, broadly, obviously the way everyone reacts to a split-up's different, but broadly there are three ways that people react in terms of confidence. They tend to blame themselves, even if the breakup wasn't their fault or they feel the other partner was just very much to blame. There's still an amount they blame themselves. We tend to do that quite naturally. We tend to focus on what went wrong rather than what went right. And we tend to catastrophise. So a lot of people that I speak to in this situation say, I'm never going to meet anyone now, I'm too old, I'm never going to meet anyone, I don't see anyone these days, this date's going to go wrong, it's not going to work for me. And all those things are going to eat away at your confidence. So it's a matter of finding a way through each of those situations and bringing your confidence back.
The thing is, you mentioned there, the ageing process. I mean, that's a terrible one for anybody who is, getting on in years now. And I think, they're not going to look at me. They certainly aren't going to look at me. But the thing to remember is that there's always somebody out there who likes what you're offering.
Exactly, that's absolutely right. And the thing is, people say, I'm never going to meet anybody now. But they met somebody before. They've done it before.
Yeah.
It's just reminding people it's been okay in the past. Instead of focusing on the things that went wrong, think about all the things that went right for however many years your relationship was going for. Think about all the things that people found attractive in you before. And one of the things we do in coaching is we look at how we can step outside our own viewpoint and look at ourselves from other people's viewpoint. And actually, when we say, well, what do you think your friends think about you? How would your friends describe you? How would your ex-partner describe you when they first met you? We find that actually there's a lot of nice stuff to say about us, and actually our situation is not half as bad as we think it is.
Mm. Is it good for us to actually look at our best points? Because we've all got best points, but we've all got bits that we don't particularly like about ourselves. So you need to bring out those positive points, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one part of coaching is to sort of celebrate success. Look at things you do well. What things do you do really well? And build on them. And that's something that actually comes from athletic coaching. When we're coaching athletes, there's no point in focusing on the bits that you don't do well at all. It's thinking, how can we push the things you do really well and do them even better? So yeah, absolutely picking up your best points and trying to maximise and build on them and use them as your capital.
What about if you're concerned about what the rest of your family and your friends will say about you?
I suppose it depends what you think they're going to say, because that's one of the tools that we use is to say to people, what would they say? And then to think, if we face a situation that we don't have a chance to, I guess, rehearse in advance, that's the time when things start to cause problems. But if we can sit in a nice, structured environment and talk about, okay, what if your family say this? What if your friends think this or say this? And we can actually start to look at responses in a safe environment, then we actually find there's not too much problem. Generally, friends are going to be supportive. The family are going to be supportive.
Okay, I've decided that I've had a pretty messy relationship. It's been pretty tough, but I'm going to go out there and do something about it. What do you do? Because, lots of people say, well, things have changed since, I was dating last time. The world's changed. Where do you meet people? Is it in bars and clubs? I don't work anymore now. Maybe, somebody works part-time. What do you do? And just literally getting out of the armchair from in front of the TV and getting yourself out there. What do you need to do?
Well, it's funny saying that, because sometimes actually, especially this day and age, sitting inside is the way people get back into the dating game. And a lot of people I sort of speak to and work with are using the internet to find a profile, to find how they match with people. There are sites out there that charge, tens of pounds a month, and there are sites out there that are free, where you can find other people that are suited to you. I think in terms of bars and clubs, obviously we all know a few people. In fact, I met my wife on a beach in Corfu.
Oh, really?
Generally, yes. one of those holiday romances that worked out. We've been together for 11 years. But generally, I think, okay, we've probably, the majority of us have probably met people in a bar or a club and maybe had a couple of dates with them. But relationships don't always stem from that. They stem from the workplace. They stem from going out and finding activities. One of the things I tell people to do when they are looking to get back into a relationship is don't always look for it. If you go out and find something that you enjoy doing, and you find like-minded people that enjoy doing that with you, a relationship may well come from there.
Let's look at the
too much expectation. Sorry.
Let's look at the date now, all right? You've found someone, you've talked to them maybe online or on the phone or whatever, but actually going out on that first date with them, you're driving there or walking there, and you're going to meet them for the first time. How do you prepare yourself for that?
Well, what's probably going through your mind, if you haven't prepared for it properly, is, what's going to go wrong? This is never going to work. But actually, we tend to prove ourselves right. We don't like being wrong. Nobody likes being wrong. So if we decide in advance that a date's not going to work, or that the person's not going to like us, we're probably right. If we actually decide in advance, this is going to go well, we're going to take it one step at a time. We're going to break it down into small chunks. So your first date, you're not necessarily going out to get married. So we need to be quite sort of thoughtful of that and understand that this is one step. Let's take the step. Let's enjoy what comes from it, and we'll move on from there. So I think downsizing the chunks, but also giving yourself the belief that this is going to go well for you, because we will tend to prove ourselves right.
Excellent stuff. Rob, thanks very much for coming on the show tonight. Are you struggling to get back into the dating game? That's the question I'm asking tonight on Smooth Radio. It's Graham Torrington's Leonard Love Songs. Maybe you've got some thoughts. Maybe you've got a story to tell. Maybe you are sitting there thinking, but I just haven't got the confidence to do it. What will so-and-so think about it? Give me a call ahead of 12. It's 0844 800 5533. You can text 65588.